I'm
Yes.
going to do an interview soon. One of the things I want to talk about is money, because there's a few ideas that are out there. You know, I often joke that if you you type somebody's name in, you'll notice that the auto whatever
Correct. Yeah.
it says net worth. So you realize how just bound by the idea of people's net worth we are. And then around the topic of money, money, I think you nailed it. Money isn't anything, it's a symbol. And one of the things that you learn in semantics is the difference between a signal. So where there's smoke, there's a fire. That is a signal that happens every time. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Where there's smoke, there's fire. A symbol is not necessarily attached to anything. The symbol is a collective agreement that we have that gives it meaning. And so you don't have to, in my mind, you don't have to do anything with money. You just begin to shift your perspective on what the symbol means and hopefully have that be contagious. So that's one. The other is we have this either or thinking. And I think the either or thinking is often a something that hides jealousy is what I'm going to say. And like I see people talk about Elon Musk being a billionaire. Now, billionaire has now come to be an epithet. And the epithet is that he is evil because he has. He's evil because he has. And I am suffering from some kind of misery because that person has. His having has nothing to do with my having or not having. My having or not having has only to do with me and my, it has to do with my conditions, etc. But him having a doesn't affect me. And I can have all of the moral or ethical judgments, and sometimes I do, about what people who have money should do, but that's still their karma. That's not my karma, that's their karma. And that has to do with their level of suffering, getting out of suffering and causes of suffering. And so if anything, if I see somebody who has money, who isn't keeping it in circulation, the only feeling to have for that person is compassion, because they're in suffering, because they aren't acting according to the Dharma. And so there's a place that, we get these ideas get out into the idea sphere, and then they harden as if they're rules. I don't think they're rules. I think I have tremendous respect for, I just played a video right before this of Elon saying, how he said, no, I won't do your advertising. Try to buy me, try to coerce me. You can't, because he's not doing it for money. And I think there's something that people don't get. Our group probably would. I don't know what our group is, but the people who have seen the things that I've seen will say that and agree with me. I don't know. But the creatives is really what I'm referring to. If you're a creative first, you don't give a shit about anything else. You're willing. It's like money is awesome. Good food is awesome. Bathing is awesome. A lover is awesome. Sex is awesome. And if you're a creative, what you want to do is create. That is all that you care about. That is really what determines the foundation of your happiness, because that's your door into the free place. So you're then free of the bondage of anything. And that way, first you're owned by your creativity, you're monogamous with it, but it lets you, we'll say you have an open relationship with it, but your primary partners with emptiness, we'll say, with the mystery, with creation, creativity. Then whatever relationships you have with money, with food, with sex, with showering, all of that hygiene, those are negotiable and they can go in or out. You know, I've had a lot of money at one point in my life, and I've had no money in my life. And I want you to know, happiness and money are not, there's no correlation. They say there,
Yes.
I mean, and this is even true when I was eating food from Food Not Bombs, and going to soup kitchens. So I was just as happy then as I was when I had a lot of money. I don't think our happiness quotient changes that much. Just most people don't go through as many roller coasters with respect to their happiness in order to know. In fact, you know, Aaron,
Mm.
who's on this, knew me when I was on general assistance, happy as a clam. I'd go see Aaron. We would just do bubbles on the street and talk and read poetry. I was so happy. And so, you know, I want to just begin to break up some of the ideas that we've reified this ridiculous symbol of money. But I also want to say, um, if you reify something, then the pendulum swings over to renunciation, rejection, or deprivation in order to be good. If you've reified it, made it bad, then not having it makes you good. And there's this idea that you're inherently noble if you reject money. No, you're just poor. Like, the whole idea is to have a relationship with it. The whole idea of all of life is to have a relationship with your food, with your money, with your sex. It's the relationship that keeps it alive and in circulation.